Hi friends, welcome to my kitchen. Today on How to Cook, we will be making my go-to quinoa salad. This recipe has been a lunchtime and meal prep staple in my house for years now. It's very fresh, light, healthy, and packed full of veggies and great flavor. Before we begin, check out the list of ingredients needed for today's recipe on the right side of the screen. You want to start by cooking the quinoa needed for the salad. The process is very similar to how you would make rice on the stovetop. Start by cooking 3 cups of dry quinoa with 6 cups of chicken broth on high. The chicken broth will really add a lot of great flavor to the grain. And if you don't have chicken broth on hand, feel free to just use water or some other type of broth. I really love using broth for my quinoa. It just really enhances the overall grain. You'll want to leave the pan uncovered until the quinoa starts to boil. Once it starts boiling, you'll want to turn the heat down to medium and cover the pan with a lid. Let the quinoa cook on medium for about 5 to 10 minutes so that the quinoa absorbs most of the liquid. Once it looks a little bit fluffy and a little bit more dry, we'll want to turn the heat down to the lowest heat setting on the range and then slowly finish cooking the quinoa. It should take about 20 to 30 minutes to cook the quinoa. It will really depend on the size of pan and the stove you are using. Once you see all the liquid is gone, uncover and fluff up the grain. I do need to warn you that you need to be attentive to your quinoa as it cooks. If you're not careful, the quinoa can burn. When in doubt, just run a spoon or spatula through your quinoa to test to see if all the water is evaporated or if the pan is slightly burned. As the quinoa is cooking, you need to start prepping your vegetable. This is probably the most time-consuming part of this recipe since it's a lot of slicing and dicing. You want to use a lot of colorful vegetables. This will really make the salad pop. I always try to include something red, yellow, green, and dark. Today I have a yellow, orange, and red pepper. I wasn't able to find a green pepper at the stores today, so if you do, make sure to use a green pepper. So I'm actually using an English cucumber as my green element. I'm also using a red onion. It adds an additional pop of color. You want to make sure to dice up the peppers, cucumbers, and onions into nice small bite-sized cubes. Everything should be about the same size for a very even kind of bite. I also like to include a can of sweet corn and black beans in this recipe. Unfortunately, I did not have an extra can of black beans in my pantry, so I will be skipping that today. But personally, I like to cook all my canned goods and then rinsing it in cold water before adding it to the salad. I know plenty of people can eat the vegetables straight from the can, but I can't do that. Comment below and let me know if you can eat the vegetables from a can without cooking it first. Now we're going to start making the dressing for this recipe. I start by massaging and rolling out the limes on a hard surface until they get a bit soft. This helps the limes release the nice juices on the inside, and it makes it a lot easier to actually juice the limes once we cut them open. So we want to cut them in half, and I'm just cutting them straight down the middle, and then as you're juicing it, make sure you're getting all the nice fragrant juices out into a large mixing bowl. And this is where we're going to combine all the other ingredients and make the dressing. So once you have all the limes juiced, and that should be about 1/4 cup of fresh lime juice, we're going to add in about 7 tablespoons of olive oil, 9 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons of honey, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt and pepper. And you can definitely add a little bit more salt and pepper to your taste, but make sure you taste the dressing as you go. And then you'll want to mix it thoroughly before pouring it on the quinoa. Once you're done incorporating all the ingredients into your dressing, you'll want to grab a very large mixing bowl And we're gonna add our quinoa. So make sure the quinoa is completely cooled down before adding all the fresh ingredients. And then we're gonna just layer in all our fresh veggies. So make sure you combine that, give it a thorough mix, and then pour in the dressing as you go. Again, this is kind of your choice how much vegetables you want, but I like mine with a lot of veggies, and it's just really colorful and very delicious and very fresh. And there you have it. Easy, delicious, healthy quinoa salad packed full of veggies and natural flavors. I like to serve the quinoa chilled the next day so that the dressing has time to marinate all the veggies and quinoa. Add some grated cheese to the salad before serving. Feel free to use whatever you have on hand or what's handy in your fridge. This is a great side for a dinner party, or it pairs very well with some additional protein like shrimp or chicken for a healthy and delicious weekday meal. You can store the salad in an airtight container for up to 4 days. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button to my channel. I'll be sharing a new video every single week, but let me know what you think in the comments below, and happy cooking.